progress.
Hello. Okay. Today we'll start the third module. Please try to. Okay. Okay. Now it's clear, I think. We'll start the third module, lateral earth pressure. Fine. As far as the earth is concerned, it exerts pressures also. See, whenever you are having some earth, see, as you go deeper and deeper, there will be vertical pressure, definitely, because of the weight of the soil. In addition to that, there will be horizontal pressure which will be induced because of the vertical pressure. Okay, and that's the reason why this pressure, which is basically created as a vertical pressure, in turn creates the horizontal pressure. It is known as lateral earth pressure. Lateral, you know, see, even in VT, lateral entry is there. Lateral entry. See, they are not vertical entries. If somebody is coming and joining the third semester or the fifth semester, sometimes in some universities it is there. Fifth semester, the diploma candidates can join fifth semester directly. Okay, and those are known as lateral entries. Say if one is going from first semester to eighth semester, they are vertical people. See, similarly here, lateral earth pressure. See, you can see here. See, the earth, see, is trying to fall, and rather this fellow is trying to fall, and this fellow is supporting. See, this is something like that. We'll be studying these aspects in the next. That is, in geotechnical engineering, it is often necessary to prevent the lateral soil movements. Lateral soil movements. See, in the previous slide, you saw, see, you can see here, you have a wall here. You have a wall here. See, if this wall is not there, what happens to this soil? This soil will definitely fall down. Okay. And this type of wall is known as cantilever retaining wall. Cantilever. So you can see you have studied cantilever beams. See, this is a fixed support, and this is the beam part of it. Okay, that's the reason why it is known as cantilever retaining wall. And it is a braced excavation. See, if it is a temporary one, what we'll do is we'll give the support here. We'll give the support here, and we'll connect it with the braces. We'll connect it with the braces or the supports. Okay, and that's the reason why it is known as. Can you see the cursor? Can you see the cursor? Hello, one of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this is the support we have, and that's the reason why it is known as braced excavation. See, and there is another type of see, lateral support we give by means of sheet pile walls. Sheet pile walls. You can see here, it is a thin structure. It's a thin structure which is put to a tie rod, and which is an anchor here. This tie rod is put to an anchor. Okay, and because of this, it is supporting the soil. It is supporting the soil. Therefore, if these structures are not there, these supports are not there, that is this one or this one or this one are not there, then what happens is there will be lateral movement of the soil. Okay. Now, lateral support. See, whenever we have to give the lateral support now, first of all, we have to estimate what is the lateral soil pressure which is going to come on the. See, whenever you are designing some, say you are designing a beam, you are designing the foundation, you should know what is the load coming on that. Then only you can design the foundation. If you are designing the foundation, if you don't know what is the load coming on that, how can you design the foundation? Similarly, if you want to design the earth retaining structure, you should know what is the pressure which is going to come on that support. Okay, on that support system. Okay, and here, if you are seeing it here, it is a gravity retaining wall. Gravity retaining wall. See, gravity retaining wall, as the name itself indicates, it is basically, it is because of the gravity only. It is a huge structure, and because of the weight itself, it retains the soil. It retains the soil. Here, you can see here, we are retaining the soil by means of some nails. You have put the nails, okay? Because of these nails, it is retaining the soil here. And this is a reinforced earth wall. See, you can reinforce it. You can reinforce the soil with the help of some geotextiles, or see some, even some nails, something like that. Okay, or even sheets, etc. You can do it, and you can have a reinforced earth wall. Now, what are the applications? You can see applications. You can see here the application. If you are having a tunnel, you can have these retaining walls. This is a retaining wall, basically. This retains this, and you have a tunnel here. Okay. You can see here. Here also, the house is constructed on this part of the soil, wherein this wall is retaining the earth. Highway is constructed here. Some highway is going on this part. Even you can have high-rise buildings. And if you want to have high-rise buildings, you should have deep foundations. And to retain these deep foundations, you should have these retaining walls. Okay. And this is a basement wall, basically. Say in the base, say nowadays you might have seen in the basement you'll be having car parking, etc. That is it. Now let us come to gravity retaining walls. The basic aim of this gravity retaining walls is it will support by itself the pebbles or cobbles, whatever you have, that will be supported by itself. That's why it is known as gravity retaining wall. Okay, and there'll be huge structures. At the bottom, you will be having large area, and as you go to the top, the
audio is not coming, sir.
Hello, audio is not coming. Okay, wait. Hello, is it okay? Hello, is it okay? Audio is okay? Is audio okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Now, okay, here you have a plain concrete stone masonry. This is see, this is the principle, and based on this principle, we'll be having the stone masonry wall, retaining wall, stone masonry retaining wall, which supports this earth, which supports this earth. See,
Audio is not coming, sir.
Yo, yeah. Again, unmute the problem. Okay, is it okay? Is it okay? Hello, hello,
No,
hello.
sir. No, not coming.
Not coming. Hello, hello. See, it is coming there. See, it is showing. It is coming like. Hello. See, you just check your audio. Is it coming to somebody else? Somebody else can also answer. Hello. Audio is okay? Whether audio is okay or not? Pooja, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Audio is okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, ma. I think there is a problem with that person. Audio. Yeah, Nizam, is it okay? Audio is okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. See, the basic thing here is they rely on their self weight to support the backfill. That is, the self weight itself is the basic thing is they will be supported by their self weight itself. Okay, that is the principle behind these retaining walls. Now, again, going to the cantilever retaining walls, some other types like these are reinforced uh, retaining walls. See, the earlier ones were not reinforced. See, if you go for a reinforced retaining walls, they'll be smaller in section. You can see the section, they are smaller now. And they can carry the heavy load also. Means to say they can support more soil to a greater extent. Here also, see, it is smaller in section, but it is having a more height. See, they act like vertical cantilevers fixed to the ground. See, basically the principle is they act like cantilever beams. See, it is fixed to the ground, and the load will be acting on these cantilever walls. Now, see, what are
Audio
the
until rain, sir.
audio until Hello. Is it okay now? Is it okay now? Audio. Some of
Okay,
you
sir.
can answer. Okay. You are having at your end here. See, network is slow there or something like that. Everybody is fine. Everything is fine here. I'm seeing the audio here. Okay, no problem. Don't worry. There are the lateral earth pressure theories. What are the lateral earth pressure theories we have? The first one is earth pressure at rest. When the soil is at rest, when the soil is at rest, or when the wall is at rest. See, it is a relative motion. Okay, the wall can move or the soil can move. If the total system is at rest, whatever earth exerts the pressure on the wall, whatever pressure earth exerts on the wall is known as earth pressure at rest. And there are see active cases and passive cases. I'll come to that when we call the pressure as active and when we call the pressure as passive. And there are theories, Rankine's theory and Coulomb's theory. So these are the theories we have: Rankine's theory for active and passive earth pressures, and Coulomb's theory for active and passive earth pressures. Now, let us take the first one. The first one is earth pressure at rest. Now, I told you already, in case of at rest condition, the soil and the retaining structure will not move. Both will not move. Both are at rest. Both are at rest. The soil as well as the retaining structure. Both are at rest. Okay. In that case, what happens? See, you can see here, this is the element if you take. This is sigma V and this is sigma H. Okay. This sigma H is known as lateral earth pressure, and this sigma V is known as a vertical earth pressure. And the ratio of sigma H to sigma V is constant for a given soil. For a given soil, sigma H to sigma V. See, here it is given as sigma H dash and sigma V dash. They are effective pressures. Okay. The ratio of sigma H to sigma V is constant and is known as coefficient of earth pressure. Coefficient of earth pressure. See, if the soil is at rest, it is known as coefficient of earth pressure at rest. And that coefficient is designated by the symbol K0. They say that is designated by the symbol K0. Okay, importantly, at K0 state, there are no lateral strains. I told you already. See, lateral strain kaisa hota hai? See, when something is moving, strain kab aata hai? Delta L upon L is a strain, isn't it? When the delta L is equal to 0, that is when there is no movement at all, then there will not be any strains. Okay. Now, earth pressure at rest. I told you already, the coefficient of earth pressure at rest, that is equal to K0, that is equal to sigma H dash divided by sigma V dash. Actually, sigma V dash it is. And sigma V dash is given by sigma vertical pressure. Vertical pressure, if see, if you take the element here, sigma V dash is going to be, if it is at a depth Z, if it is at a depth Z of the, and if the unit weight of the soil is gamma, if the unit weight of the soil is gamma, gamma into Z is going to be the vertical pressure at that level. Okay, gamma into Z. Gamma multiplied by Z is going to be the vertical pressure at that level. And this horizontal pressure is going to be, you can see here, horizontal pressure is going to be K naught into, see, you have to cross multiply K naught into this sigma V, isn't it? Sigma V is gamma into Z. Therefore, sigma H dash is equal to K naught into gamma Z. And note, K naught for most soils ranges in between 0.5 to 1. It is in the range of 0.5 to 1. Okay. See, 1, so very rare case. 1, the value of K naught is equal to 1 means it is something like a fluid state. In case of fluid state, sigma H is equal to sigma V. Sigma H is equal to sigma V. That is known as hydrostatic pressure, we say. Hydrostatic pressure. Therefore, say 1 is a rare case. It is going to be in between 0.5 and less than 1 only. Now, for coarse-grained soils, somebody gave the equation K naught is equal to 1 minus sine phi dash, where phi dash is the drained friction angle. Drained friction angle. See, you have studied in GT1. See, phi dash, that is angle of internal friction, shear strength of soils. You should not forget. See, if you forget the first GT1 and if you say, sir, what is phi and all, I can't explain. Okay. Therefore, depending on the value of phi dash, the K naught value is given as 1 minus sine phi dash. It was given by Jacques in 1944. That is the reason why I was telling, see, our branch is a very young branch. We are in 2020 only. See, it is not even, see, 80 years. If you just see here, it is 1980. 40 years old equation. Okay. Therefore, our branch is a very young branch. Like me, even though I'm almost 60 years, I'm young. Okay. Something like that. For fine-grained, normally consolidated soils, the K naught value is given by this equation. This was given by Masarch in 1979. Okay, and basically, usually we use this equation. K naught is equal to 1 minus sine phi dash because it was given earlier and it is used most of the times. Now, for over-consolidated soils, K naught is given by K naught of normally consolidated soils under root of OCR. OCR means over consolidation ratio. Over consolidation ratio is given by PC divided by sigma naught dash. PC is pre-consolidation pressure and sigma naught dash is existing consolidation pressure. What is this pre-consolidation pressure and existing consolidation pressure? Pre-consolidation pressure means if you have a particular soil, it might have experienced some pressure in its past. Okay. See, किसी soil ने around 10 kilonewton per meter square पहले experience किया था. अभी उसका pressure है सिर्फ 2 kilonewton per meter square से. Then over consolidation ratio is 5. 10 by 2 is 5. Like that. See, I can tell you in simple words. Over consolidation pressure. See, if you are able to take only 3 subjects in a semester, if you are given 5 subjects in a semester, then definitely you'll feel stressed. Okay, that is your over consolidation, something like that. Okay. On the other hand, you can take a pressure of 5 subjects and you are given only 2 subjects. Then no problem for you. Something like that. Then earth pressure states. See, it's a retaining wall here and this is a soil. Now at rest, See, if the soil is at rest, it is an intermediate state. Intermediate state. I'll tell you why it is called as an intermediate state later. And if the wall moves away from the original position, this was the original position. This is the wall here. You can see here. If the wall moves away from the soil, please see here. It is the wall is moving away from the soil. Then the earth is active in pushing the wall. Earth is active in pushing the wall. And that's why it is known as active case. If the wall moves towards the earth, okay, then the earth is passive in taking the pressure, and hence that case is known as passive earth pressure. Are you getting my point? See, here what is happening is the wall is moving away from the fill. This is the fill. It is moving away from the fill, and hence it is known as active. Here the wall is moving towards the fill, and hence it is a passive case. You can see here, when the wall moves away from the backfill, very less amount of soil experiences a pressure. Means what happens is, see, as and when it starts moving away from it, there will be development of the cracks at a smaller zone itself. Only a small portion of the soil is experiencing the pressure, and hence the active pressure on the wall is going to be less. On the other hand, when the wall moves towards the backfill, what happens is the earth is going to resist more. And hence the more soil takes part in resisting that moment. More part of the soil takes part in resisting that moment. Okay, and hence this is known as passive case. And please note, these are at failures. Means when the soil is failing, say this is a crack which is formed here. And in the active case, and this is a crack which is formed here in the passive case. This is the area which is experiencing the pressure. Okay, and please note the active case and the passive case, whatever place I have shown here, they are at the failure states. There can be intermediate state. Okay. See, one of the intermediate state is at rest. When the soil is at rest, it is an intermediate state. You can see here, it is. See, in the active case, the wall is moving this side. In the passive case, it is moving this side. See, in between this and this rest condition will come. Yes or no? Therefore, a rest condition is an intermediate state of earth pressures. See, depending on these three states, okay, you'll be having, if you plot on the vertical axis, the earth pressures, that is, sorry, not earth pressures, the K values, that is coefficient of earth pressure, sigma H by sigma V or sigma Z. See, this is the earth pressure at rest. K naught is the earth pressure at rest. This is the earth pressure. See, it goes on decreasing. As the moment goes on going away from the wall, away from the backfill. As the moment goes away from the backfill, the value of K naught goes on decreasing, and after some time it stabilizes. And wherever it stabilizes, that value is known as Ka. And similarly, as the the wall moves towards the backfill. As the wall moves towards the backfill, the value of K goes on increasing. It goes on increasing and reaches a stability at one point. Okay. And that value is known as Kp. Okay. And see, of the two, you can see here, the strain, the wall moment, you can see here, the wall moment required for the active case is far less than the wall moment required for the passive case. See, on the x-axis, you have the wall moment. On the y-axis, you have the K values. That is the coefficient of earth pressure values. Okay. Therefore, the wall moment required for the active case is very less, and wall moment required for the passive case is very large. Now, I'll show you in active and passive earth pressures in granular soils. Here I told you already, if the wall moves away from the backfill, see this A. Hello, don't talk to each other. Somebody is making noise. If the wall moves away from the backfill, then this case is active. Okay. Here, if the wall moves this side, here, this side also it is experiencing the pressure. This side also it is experiencing the pressure. Here, wall is moving towards the soil. Here it is away from the soil. The wall is moving like this. Wall is moving away from the soil. In this side, wall is moving towards the soil here. See, as far as this soil is concerned, the wall is moving towards the soil. As far as this soil is concerned, the wall is moving away from the soil. Accordingly, the soil in this part experiences the active pressure, and the soil in this part experiences the passive pressure. What is meant by active and passive? See, active means soil is active in pushing the wall. Soil is active in pushing the wall. And when it comes to this soil, the soil is a recipient. It takes the pressure. It is passive. It takes the pressure since the wall is moving towards the soil. Now, if you take the active case, if you take the element here, A, if it is at a depth Z, okay, the vertical pressure at this depth Z is going to be gamma into Z, if gamma is the unit weight of the soil, that is sigma V dash will be equal to gamma into Z. And if there is no movement, if it is vertical only, if there is no movement, lateral movement of the soil, then sigma H dash will be equal to K naught into sigma V dash. And then it is equal to K naught into gamma Z. That is if the wall is vertical only, it is not moving. Okay. In that case, it is sigma H dash is going to be K naught into gamma Z. And if the wall starts moving, as the wall starts moving away from the soil, sigma V dash remains constant. Please note, sigma V dash, it is not going to change. It is going to be gamma Z only. But sigma H dash goes on decreasing because, see, the wall is moving away from it. The value of sigma H dash decreases till failure. Till failure, it decreases, and this is known as active case. This is known as active case. I told you, active means who is active? The earth is active. That's the reason why it is known as active earth pressure. Earth is active in pushing the wall, and hence this is known as active earth pressure. See, actually Rankine, see, he is a Rankine. He showed sigma h dash active is equal to Ka into sigma V dash, and he gave an expression for cohesion-less soils that is equal to 1 minus sin phi divided by 1 plus sin phi. Okay, that is also equal to 1 upon tan squared 45 plus 5 by 2, that is tan squared alpha, 1 upon tan squared alpha, or that is equal to cot squared alpha. Or you can remember this equation. This is an important equation. You write it. Ka is equal to 1 minus sin phi divided by 1 plus sin phi. That you have to by heart it. That is coefficient of active work pressure is equal to 1 minus sin phi divided by 1 plus sin phi. And see, basically, if you take the element, you can take the element here. If you take the element here, this is sigma V, this is sigma H. Okay. And we have this equation. See, this actually it has come in sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 tan squared alpha plus 2c tan alpha in shear strength of soils. This has come. I don't know whether you have studied or not. This equation is there. Sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 tan squared alpha plus 2c tan alpha, where alpha is equal to 45 plus 5 by 2. Okay. Now, in the active case, what happens is sigma 1 and sigma 3 are major and minor principal stresses. Sigma 1 and sigma 3 are major and minor principal stresses. Okay. In the active case, sigma 1 is equal to sigma V dash. And sigma 3, that is minor principal stress, is equal to sigma H, that is horizontal pressure, or sigma active, that is PA. Okay, in case of cohesion-less soils, sigma 1 is equal to, okay, sigma 1 is equal to sigma V, that is sigma V. Okay, sigma 3 is PA, that is sigma A or PA into tan squared alpha. In case of cohesion-less soil, because C is equal to 0. When you put C is equal to 0, you get sigma 1 is equal to, that is sigma V is equal to PA into tan squared alpha. Okay, and where Ka is equal to this equation. Okay. Now, I told you already, in the active case, what happens? As the walls moves away from the soil, sigma H decreases till failure occurs. Sigma H decreases till failure occurs. This is the wall moment. This is the wall moment. And on the y-axis, you have horizontal pressure. That is horizontal pressure, earth pressure. And this is at rest. That is when the wall moment is 0. This is we call it as K0 state. K0 state. Okay. Whatever earth pressure coefficient we get, that is known as K0. And as the wall moves from the stationary position away from the backfill, you just see my cursor. It is moving away from the backfill. Okay. The wall is moving away from backfill and it comes to a constant value. It comes to a constant value after reaching a certain moment. And this moment is known as the active state. And here, whatever value of earth pressure coefficient you get, that is known as Ka. Okay. And if you want to study this in cohesion soils, we have to follow the same steps, except, okay, we have to that equation only, earlier equation only, sigma 1 is equal to sigma 3 tan squared alpha plus 2c tan alpha we were using, no? Sigma 1 is sigma V only, okay? And here sigma 3 is sigma h. And if here sigma C only will not become 0. That's all. The only difference is C is not equal to 0. And hence sigma h dash active is equal to Ka into sigma B minus 2C under root of Ka we get. Okay, everything remains same. You can see here, see if C is equal to 0, it comes out to be same thing again. Okay, see, let us stop at this point. We'll continue in the next class. Thank you very much. Any queries? Hello, any queries? If you're having any queries, you can ask. Shall I ask some queries now? Huh?
No, sir.
Vikram. Vikram. Unmute yourself. What is active case? You tell me. Vikram Jadhav. What is active case? Ayyo. What is this? Do anybody answer this? What is active case? When the wall moves
Away from the soil.
very good, very good. Yes, when the wall moves away from the soil, that is active case. When the wall moves towards the soil, then it is passive case. See, that's what you should be attentive in the class. See, if you understand this, then only you can understand the whole theory. Okay, it is very simple. Don't worry too much. Okay. Vikram, you should be alert. I think you have switched on your mobile and gone somewhere. You are not even answering. Vikram?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Why you are not answering? What happened? Hello, Vikram.
Sorry, sir. I don't understand that question.
I asked what is active case here. That's all. What is there in that? What is passive case?
Sorry, sir. I don't attend at the lecture time, sir.
See, that is what. Mallikarjun, can you tell what is a passive case? What is passive case? Mallikarjun. Rohit.
Wall is moving away from the soil.
Hello.
Passive. Passive.
Wall is moving away from the soil.
No, wall is moving towards the backfill. That is passive. See, active means the soil is active in pushing the wall. See, the soil is active in pushing the wall. Means what happens when you push the wall? Say, let us assume this is the wall. When you push the wall, it moves away from the backfill. I am the soil. Okay, I am soil, say. I am pushing the wall. When you push the wall moves away from the fill. This is soil means fill only now. Are you getting my point? Therefore, it moves away from the fill in case of active case. When it is a passive case, there is some force which is moving the wall towards the backfill. Okay, and that one is known as the passive case. Okay, try to understand this. This is a very simple concept. If you understand it now, it is going to help you a lot later. Okay, thank you. See, if you ask the doubts, it is very good. Okay, that's the reason why it is, we should be like a live class only. And later on now we can use YouTube for revision, etc. See, start seeing the channel. See, I'll be sending the channel link. Okay, you start seeing the channel. Have you seen the earlier one? Hello, last time's class. Have you revised? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.